sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
On the run, here's Anthony McFarland. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Ball carrier.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Tossing this out wide to McFarland. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, McFarland. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the ball is knocked out, and the Jags grab it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And maybe shades of the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars.
Jaguars 7. Steelers nothing.
And Lambeau now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Now they set up a screen for McFarland. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down.
To Anthony McFarland.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line.
Smith-Schuster.
A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. McFarland running out of the gun. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Josh Allen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
A fairly short kick from the 14. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Down to the 25. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 8. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 12-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 3 yards out, and the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
22-yard line.
2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Ebron caught left side. And down he'll go at the 25.
Eric Ebron.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, You see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down.
And out.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brings up second and 8.
Sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. Get changed, name, how about your respect? Get it more than when I get expected, not the back. In fact, I'm not
quit talking about it and bring it. Jack! Matthew 60, Matthew 60.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Cameron Hayward.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Check 48, come on. Check 48.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a first down. They'll look to throw here. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
1-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Second and 11. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
The quarterback is sacked. A loss of 5 yards.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking on the midfield logo. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Got his man, he's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Jaguars 28. Steelers 3.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. They're going to look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing third down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Jaguars are pouring it on.
For the point after.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Johnson was the intended receiver. Third down here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw.
That's into the hands of his running back, McFarland. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Check 31. Check 31. Tight dog. Tight dog.
On the ground, it's McFarland.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He sets to fire deep. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Trying to lay one up deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, this will be McFarland. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Anthony McFarland.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Jaguars' 33-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
44's the mic. 44's the mic. You can't block me. 19 light. 44.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of
December.
giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
He's brought down.
There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
We ain't beginning to tear you up.
And to give this time to the tailback. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And 3.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Hiking 18. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic.
The open man is Shark. It's complete. And all the way down to the 12. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 44 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And here he'll get it down to the 7. To a 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and get it with Geis. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
The 1-yard line.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Jaguars continue to roll. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and that will extend this big lead. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now back to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. Now a run with McFarland. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Jamal Adams coming up from his safety spot to make the play. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He'll get this one to McFarland out of the backfield. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. You got three down.
They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. All that for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
Pittsburgh.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Kill.
On 1st down, McFarland about 3 yards there to the 27.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Now here's a throw that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
Check. 40's mine. 40's a mine.
They'll set up to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
5-yard line.
Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
Here we go, D. 40's mine.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. They'll look to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Right there, 54 Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. Room here to run. And all the way down to the 42. A big play there out of Geis. 52 yards. Big run here in the 4th as they continue to wear down this defense.
And that's when the offensive line coach clicks onto the headset and says, head coach, offense coordinator, let my guys fire out and hit people. We're wearing them down. Let's finish them off with the running game.
Mike 54. Check, 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 check.
Today's final
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Where were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.